Have you ever wondered how to elevate your personal brand in this rapidly evolving landscape of AI and automation? Well, today I'm thrilled to welcome a globally recognised thought leader in digital transformation, AI and marketing. His name is Vladimir. He's got 15 years plus of international experience, and he has been instrumental in shaping the future of digital innovation. His journey from humble beginnings to being ranked as the #1 global marketing influencer by Thinkers 360 is nothing short of inspiring. And as an advisory board member for the United States Artificial Intelligence Institute and a featured speaker at prestigious events around the world, I'm hoping today's conversation is going to be a treasure trove for anyone looking to navigate the complexities of modern business and explore the power of personal branding, the disruptive potential of AI, along with actionable strategies to help you stand out in today's digital age. A big thank you to my amazing sponsor who helps me keep exploring the world of tech and bringing you daily updates. Legacy managed file transfer tools often appear dated and lack the security that today's remote workforce increasingly demands. And as a result, companies that continue relying on outdated technology put their sensitive data at risk. Discover Kiteworks, the world-class secure file sharing and email platform, a solution that allows users to easily send automated or ad hoc files via fully integrated shared folders and email. And for administrators listening, they can manage policies in a unified console and create custom integrations with the comprehensive REST API. So why don't you experience the unmatched functionality and integration that Kiteworks can offer over those traditional MFT servers? And one more thing, Kiteworks is also FedRAMP moderate authorized. So why not step into the future of secure managed file transfer with Kiteworks by visiting kiteworks.com to get started. That's right, that's kiteworks.com to get started today. But enough from me, it's time to get today's guests on. So a massive warm welcome to the show. Can you tell everyone listening a little about who you are and what you do?
Hi, Neil. It is a pleasure to be a guest on podcast. Thanks for this invitation. My name is Vladimer Botsvadze, and I have 15 years of international experience with a proven track record of guiding executives and top leaders worldwide to initiate, change, drive growth, and position brands as market leaders in their industries. I am regarded as one of the world's top digital transformation marketing influencers, thought leaders, keynote speakers, futurists. I am recognized as one of the brightest minds, and I continue to play pivotal role in maximizing top brand success. I have enjoyed a remarkable career at the top of technology industry, and my expertise has made me a popular choice as a speaker for corporate events. Currently, I'm ranked as #1 global marketing thought leader by Thinkers 360. I'm recognized among the world's top 21 artificial intelligence speakers by AI Speakers Agency alongside Sam Altman. And in 2023, I was recognized #4 Internet Marketing Guru by Global Gurus alongside James Clear, Neil Patel, and Jay Bayer, Gary Vaynerchuk, and many other renowned thought leaders. I'm also a mentor at Techstars, and I also a judge for the Webby Awards. I'm also invited speaker to business schools throughout the world. I mentor students at UCLA, Anderson School of Management, also UCLA Enterprise Innovation, and also University of Westminster in London, And I think what sets me apart is my passion, my practicality, my long-term thinking, my patience, and my direct communication with my followers, because I have built my personal brand from scratch, from 0 followers to 57,000 followers in 6 years, from 2014 to 2020. I was recognized as an influencer by Analytica in 2015 that ranked me number 65 global B2B marketing influencer. I was among top 100 virtual reality influencers in 2017, and in 2018 I was recognized among top 100 digital transformation influencers because I was tweeting, I was active, I was consistent, I was passionate, I was communicating, I was building emotional connections with my followers. And what I see nowadays is that I can't be replaced by AI because I have emotional connection with my followers, because I was working like hell from 2014 to 2020 to build my foundation. So that has put me on the global map,
Wow, that is absolutely phenomenal. So here in 2024, hugely successful, leading figure in digital transformation, marketing, and so many other different areas. But I've got to ask, this didn't happen overnight. You mentioned 6 years there building your audience. What's the origin story there? Can you tell me the story that got you where you are? And were there any, I don't know, key experiences that maybe helped shape your career along the way and get you to this point? Because I don't want anyone at home listening thinking, oh, it was easy and he just did this stuff overnight. It's that long climb to the mountain. That's where the magic happens.
Absolutely, Neil. Thank you for this great question. I have come a long way for my success. And I think that I'm all about global perspective, global thinking, because I'm a global citizen, First of all, it is what sets me apart, I think globally, This is what I love. I love communication. I have friends all over the world, And when I moved to UK at the age of 22, when I was studying business English, marketing, customer experience, I was working in business development, And I think this was a foundation for my success because that allowed me to become a global citizen. It is the biggest advantage from the UK that I now have a big name in marketing because I moved to the UK at the age of 22. It was the best investment in my career, working in the UK. I think I'm very grateful to the UK, and I have great friends. And I was sitting at Pret a Manger on Oxford Street in 2010 when I was exploring social media channels on my laptop, And so I think it was my first steps that I took in order to explore social media channels at Pret a Manger on Oxford Street, close to Oxford Street. And I think I had an invitation from Kingston Business School and Cranfield School of Management to do my master's in marketing in 2013 because I passed my IELTS certificate. So I had invitations, but I did not have enough money to fund my studies in the UK. So I was looking for alternative ways to build my career further. And in 2014, I visited Dubai for the first time, and I attended practical social media conferences in downtown Dubai. And I was listening to practical speakers who were talking about social media, community building, content creation, and I was curious about personal branding. So after listening to this speech about personal branding, I instantly hit the ground running on Twitter. I started building my following. I had only 55 followers on Twitter, But I'm momentum oriented. I started growing my following. I was creating great content. I was communicating with my followers, and everything is not about getting followers. It's all about retention is everything. Neil, retention. So how many followers you keep, right? This is a great challenge for influencers. How many you keep? Because I kept my followers because I was communicating with my followers. I was showing gratitude. I was very empathetic. I was educating my audience, So I was in my tweets. I used to tag people that I was showing gratitude, that they paid attention to my contents by retweeting, liking, and leaving comments on my tweets. So this interaction, sending video tweets that I was showing gratitude, this interaction built my community on Twitter because we were exploring the future of marketing together, Neil, This was a better because I did not spend millions of dollars on growing my Twitter community, but when there is a will, there is a way. I was communicating. I think that I have the gift of the gap. I'm a very proactive in marketing, and I love communicating and I love making new friends. And so I think my Twitter hard work from 2014 to 2020, I think it has put me on the global map. It allowed me to tell my story. So everything is all about storytelling. So I think that through my tweets, I have told my stories. Through my videos on YouTube, I told my stories. Through magazine appearances, I have told my stories. So I have earned trust. So nowadays, Neil, I invested my last dollar into my website. And when you Google nowadays, digital marketing keynote speaker. My website, vladimerbotsvadze.com, is ranked number one speaker website on Google. Because of why? Because of this devotion, of this commitment, because of this long-term thinking and this passion. So I think that passion is what sets me apart, that I built my audience, I built my foundation, and I have well-deserved success in 2024. And because in the last 10 years, I was very consistent. I was working. I built my website, and it's not cheap to build a website, nowadays. But 8 years ago, I invested all my financial resources into my website. So I was building my personal brand from my heart, not from my head. I built from my heart, and it has made all the difference,
Yeah, and your passion really shines through in our conversation today. And one of the things that put you on my radar was that you're an advisory board member for the United States Artificial Intelligence Institute. Sounds incredibly cool. Can you tell me a little bit more about what that is?
Incredible, Neil, incredible. You know why? Because, in 2018, I was contacted by the founder of Thinkers 360, which is the first open platform for global thought leaders. And he offered me to join this thought leadership platform to share my achievements with this platform that literally creates top 50 influential rankings worldwide in AI, digital marketing. So I think I joined in 2018 in December. I added my achievements, like I was recognized by Analytica as an influencer. I had only one media interview in 2018-19. Only one, Neil. Only 3 awards and one interview from Analytica, which was published in January 2019. So I added these 4 achievements. So I started going from strength to strength. So in 2019, I was recognized number 6 global AI influencer by Thinkers 360. In 2021, I was ranked number 14 global AI influencer. In 2022, I was ranked number 16. And in 2023, I was ranked number 18. So in 2024, I made a progress, and I'm now ranked somewhere number 10 or number 11, as I remember. And so I made progress. So I added my achievements a month ago to Thinkers 360 to improve my rankings. So I think because of these global rankings and recognition as an AI influencer by Thinkers 360, Neil, allowed me to become an advisory board member at the United States Artificial Intelligence Institute in Stanford. So at the same time, I also became advisory board member at the United States Data Science Institute and United States Cybersecurity Institute. So our institutes collaborate with MIT because we have dual programs in AI. So we have instructors from MIT to share their expertise with the students. So I think that my hard work, my dedication, my devotion allowed me to win awards in AI, to become an advisory board member, to become a judge, because I'm a judge for the Webby Awards. I also served on the judging panel for the Prolific North Marketing Awards in Manchester in 2022. I was the only international marketing judge in the UK. I also served on the judging panel for the Digital Revolution Awards in 2021, and I judged nominations such as Outstanding Contribution to the Microsoft ecosystem and Tech Star of the Year. So I'm all about momentum oriented, and I was going from strength to strength. I left no stone unturned, and I have gone into overdrive. So I live in results, not in excuses,
Yeah, and as someone that's been in this space since 2018, 2016, all long before the world went crazy about AI, I'm curious, now we're here, how do you see AI transforming the landscape of things like digital marketing and innovation? There's a lot of excitement at the moment, but how do you see it transforming everything?
I think, Neil, AI brings competitive advantage nowadays, and I want to I want to remind audiences and listeners to adapt to the reality of the marketplace,
Yeah.
Because, just imagine that someone bought 2,000 horses before the day Henry Ford created the car. He lost, right? Like 18 years ago, when I was working in Menezes, Westgate, Menezes, Virginia, Washington, this 20 minutes drive from Washington, D.C., I used to see Blockbuster stores in my area,
Yeah.
So I think the board members of Blockbuster were thinking that, our consumers enjoy visiting our stores and touching DVDs, So they disregarded internet, they disregarded consumers. They were boardroom centric, not consumer centric. Boardroom centric.
Yeah.
So they did not buy Netflix for $50 million. They went out of business. So in 2007, Nokia was a market leader. Nowadays, Apple is a market leader, Nokia lost market share and Apple gained market share. Why? Because they are consumer centric, So nowadays, what is happening, Neil, nowadays is that it is AI is every brand's competitive advantage. Just imagine that AI can improve business efficiency by up to 40% and reduce operational costs by up to 30%, according to McKinsey, So global AI market value is expected to reach $267 billion by 2027. Nowadays, in 2024, 28% of companies use AI for marketing purposes. Only 12% of businesses use AI for content creation. Only 12%, Neil, because they are still hesitant. 44% of companies use AI to lower operational costs. And as I mentioned, that 84% of global business organizations believe that AI gives them a competitive advantage. AI will replace 30% of the human workforce globally by 2030, which means that 375 million people will switch other careers by 2030. And according to the World Economic Forum, 85 million jobs will be replaced by AI by 2025. Just imagine that so many people are going to lose their jobs. Just imagine that 41% of code on GitHub has been written by generative AI. Just imagine that coders are being replaced by generative AI. And I believe that AI's total contribution to global economy, GDP, will be in the region of $15.7 trillion by 2030. And I think that 77% of people nowadays use a service or device that is AI powered. And as 12% of businesses use AI for content creation, nowadays 60% of B2B and 38% of B2C businesses plan to use AI content generation tools to assist their content marketing efforts, So I think that over 60% of business owners believe that AI improve their customer experience, and because chatbots nowadays save businesses 2 hours and 20 minutes, and half of US mobile users use voice search every single day, and I think that ChatGPT is a revolutionary technology. So Neil, just imagine that 20 years ago there was only one technology company from top 10 most valuable companies. Nowadays there are only six technology companies out of 10 most valuable companies. So 52% of brands disappeared on the Fortune 500 list since 2000, like Blockbuster and the rest of the brands, because they were boardroom centric, they disregarded technology, and only 50% of organizations are ready for the fourth industrial revolution. Only 50%. So what does it mean? That we expect to so many big brands will lose market share and they go out of business like Blockbuster and the rest of the brands. So nowadays, AI, mobile, social, cloud, analytics are the foundation of the competitive advantage, and because it's all about improving the business processes, precision, speed, scale, and personalization.
Yeah, and looking at your career, I mean, it includes working with so many top executives from big leading brands, household names from MasterCard, PepsiCo, and even AC Milan.
I think I was recommended, by top executives from MasterCard and PepsiCo and the leading brands, because I was creating great content, and they started following me, and they put in a good word for me on LinkedIn by recommending them, because I had this great connection with my Twitter followers, LinkedIn connections, and I was trusted by the big executives from the big brands, as you mentioned, because I earned trust. So earning trust is one of the biggest achievements in marketing and technology.
And I'm curious, what insights did you personally share about developing effective marketing strategies for such diverse and high-profile clients? There's got to be some good experiences there, right?
As I mentioned, that 52% of global organizations disappeared on the Fortune 500 list since 2000, because direct communication is everything nowadays with consumers. As Elon Musk has built his personal brand, and Tesla does not have an advertising department. And because Tesla's brand value nowadays is $71 billion. $71 billion. Wow. And Toyota's brand value is $30 billion. BMW stands at $23 billion, and Mercedes-Benz stands at $22 billion. Why does Tesla stand at $71 billion? Because of Elon Musk's personal brand,
So talking about personal branding there, how do you think businesses can better leverage AI and automation to enhance their personal branding efforts, drawing lessons from like some of the big names you mentioned there, like Elon Musk and companies like Tesla?
Yes, I think as I mentioned, Neil, I think you can create great content. You can tell better stories. You can analyze consumers' data through artificial intelligence and all the content generation tools, And, are you aware of the AI startup Perplexity?
No.
Perplexity, it is a search engine driven by... Just imagine that I think that Perplexity has already disrupted Google,
Yeah, I think you're onto something there. And I'm curious again, because you've seen so many changes throughout your career. And from when you first built your brand to somebody starting out now and building their personal brand, any strategies that you'd recommend for building a powerful personal brand in this AI era that we find ourselves?
I think it's all about being curious.
Yeah.
It's all about networking, because I have been followed by renowned entrepreneurs such as Grant Cardone and many other executives and entrepreneurs and speakers, because I was creating great content, and because I wanted to be in the top 1%. I was building my personal brand gradually. I was thinking long term, and I did not keep up with Joneses. Instead, I reinvested my last dollar into my website. So if anyone wants to build a personal brand, it's all about telling your authentic story. So I think storytelling is not advantage of AI, so it's still our advantage. This emotional intelligence, Neil, emotional intelligence, communication, building emotional connections with followers. I think Harley Davidson has, for example, emotional connections with its consumers, motorcycle owners, because Harley Davidson has this community, Harley Owners Group, HOG. Because they more than 700,000 motorcycle owners go to stages in South Dakota to attend festivals, because consumers make strong bonds at this festival organized by Harley Davidson. So it's all about bringing followers, consumers together, building community. Neil, building a community is what sets your brand apart. So I built my community, Neil, on Twitter because I was exploring the future of marketing together with my followers. I was consistent. I received recommendations. I earned trust. I gained more than 1,000 skill endorsements on my LinkedIn because I was active on Twitter. And so it's like Twitter is like a cocktail party where you can mix conversations. You can make friendships with amazing people. You can earn trust. You can build a community. You can. I believe that that social media should be used for bringing people together and breaking barriers and because nowadays many people use technology to divide people and erecting walls. We need to demolish walls. We need to break barriers. We need to bring people together, and we need to give everyone the same chance and to give people confidence to succeed in their realms,
100%. I always say at the end of every episode of this podcast, technology works best when it brings people together. So it's great to hear you saying this. And we will have people listening all around the world. Maybe we've got somebody listening that is inspired by your journey and what you've achieved. Maybe they want to follow in your footsteps, but then maybe they have that little voice on their shoulder saying you've not got time to build your brand. Just carry on going 9 to 5 and all that stuff. What advice would you give to that entrepreneur, startup, business leader looking to maybe navigate some of the complexities of digital marketing and ultimately achieve that long-term success in this rapidly evolving industry? Any advice that you would give those people?
It's all about, as I mentioned, Neil, it's all about start small, build gradually, tell your stories, communicate with your followers, show gratitude, show empathy, become a lifelong learner, become more curious, show more resilience, also be more agile, because speed is a currency of business nowadays. Speed is the currency of business. Then I think self-awareness is very important. You need to be convinced in your abilities that you need to put your best foot forward. You need to put your best foot forward, and you also need to build your website. You need to be authentic, Neil. Authentic. So I think that my authenticity, that I started off my whole journey in 2014, and I had 55,000 followers on Twitter. And my cloud score was 58 in 2014, Neil,
Yeah.
So my cloud score reached 80 in 2018.
Wow. And is there any AI tools that you'd recommend to make that building personal branding a little bit easier, because that will save time? Anything in particular that you enjoy using that have helped you?
ChatGPT is, I think, the most revolutionary technology because you can create great content. It gives me many great ideas regarding my content, regarding my speeches, how to sophisticate my portfolio, how to move forward, how to gain momentum, and because it can be your thinking partner, And I also recommend everyone Claude 3. I also recommend Perplexity. Perplexity is a remarkable. I think I also recommend Mixo.io. Are you aware of this startup?
No, Mixer.io. I'm furiously typing this in. I'm going to be making a note of that. You've taught me two things today: Perplexity and Mixer.io. I'll be checking both of those out.
Mixo.io. It is a website builder, Neil, that builds websites in minutes without coding.
Wow.
And so Mixo.io has already built 2.6 million websites worldwide. Just imagine,
Wow. So is that going to go? Is that after the market of Wix and Squarespace and WordPress? Is it disrupting that market?
Exactly, because so many startups are being created nowadays, Neil, and we should expect so many disruptions started in the future. Many brands will lose market share. ChatGPT is a most revolutionary technology. It can help you create great content. If writing was not your advantage, nowadays writing is your advantage to tell your story. You can create great content. You can because my content was human 100% from 2014 to 2022, because I built my personal brand without all these content generation tools and ChatGPT and Claude 3 and Perplexity and Mixo.io, and I invested all my money and resources and time and everything into my website and social media hard work and content creation, Neil, because I was working 16 hours a day, which was very daunting and very demanding and very taxing and arduous, but we need to see the tunnel. We need to see the light at the end of the tunnel, because, nothing great comes easy. You need to be optimistic. You need to improve your personal brand based on the feedback of your audiences. You need to be the listening business, because I believe, Neil, that the most successful entrepreneurs, influencers, businesses are in the listening business. They are listening to their consumers, because before I speak at global conferences, I listen to my audience on social media, across various social media channels, and I learn everything through what comments my followers leave on my posts,
Love it. Well, for anybody listening that wants to dig a little bit deeper on this, maybe they want to connect with you and build that connection with you, check out your website, which you did put your last dollar in all those years ago. Where would you like to point everyone listening so they can connect with you and follow you?
Neil, I think thanks for this great question. They can check out my website at vladimirbotsvadze.com, where they can check out my recommendations, my services, my background, my story. They can download my speaker brochure, my bio, they can invite me on their podcast. I'm open to new connections, that they can connect with me on LinkedIn. They can also follow me on X, formerly Twitter, at Vlado Botsvadze, and I'm also available on Instagram at Vladimir Botsvadze. So I gained more than 100,000 followers across all my social media channels organically without spending any dollars on advertising. So I recommend everyone to be authentic, to track their progress from month to month, to create great content, and to show more curiosity, and to become a lifelong learners,
Well, love chatting with you today. We covered a lot in our short conversation, from gaining insights in how AI and automation can enhance your personal branding efforts. But we've talked a lot about technology, but it's also about building authentic connections. That lies at the heart of everything that you talk about today. And that's one of the reasons I invited you on. And we also talked about embracing innovation and creativity and uncovering the importance of innovation and creativity in personal branding. But just thank you for bringing it all to life in a passionate and authentic way.
Neil, also thank you from my side, because I love my friend in the UK. We are cut from the same cloth. We speak the same language. We are on the same wavelengths. How grateful I am that I was allowed to experience the UK in my early 20s. In my early 20s, I made lifelong friends, long-standing business partnerships with so many associations. I was interviewed by Gordon Glenister, if you know him.
Yes.
Yeah, I was interviewed by Gordon Glenister on his podcast in 2023 in June. He featured me in his 2 books, in influencer marketing books. I'm very honored that I met some of the most amazing people in the UK, and I'm authentic that all my results speak for themselves. And you guys also inspired me to hit the ground running,
You are too kind, my friend. Well, we will stay in touch. I'll connect with you on LinkedIn. We will stay in touch. Be great to get you back on next year, see how your story's unfolding. But
yeah. So thanks. if I can help anyone, they can reach out to me on LinkedIn. If I can, I can open so many doors for them. Because I believe that one good turns deserve another, and I believe in giving back. And I want to help as many people as possible in the UK, worldwide, because I write my legacy every single day,
That's a beautiful moment to end on. Thanks again for joining me today.
Thank you, Neil.
A big thank you to today's guest for joining me on the podcast, a pioneer in the digital marketing and AI space right now. But I think behind all the technology, what really brought his story to life today is his journey of building a personal brand, to his insights on leveraging AI for business success. I think What I'm left with after our conversation is the transformative power of authenticity, passion, and long-term thinking. So my question to you is, how are you planning to apply these lessons to your own personal or business brand? Love to hear your thoughts and experiences on this. Join the conversation. Tell me your story by emailing me, techblogwriter@outlook.com, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, just @NeilCHughes. Don't just hit follow. Send me a quick DM. I'd love to hear from you. And remember, keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible with technology. And I will return again tomorrow with another guest, another story about how technology is transforming our lives, our work, and even world. But thank you for listening today, and until next time, don't be a stranger.